Data warehouse means it is a large database which is going to be storing large data, historical data. Data warehouse is a batch processing data. So large amount of data you're going to be having. Every time entire data you will not be able to process, you will take a batch by batch. If you have 10 million data, you take 1 million data, then you process it. So that is how it's going to be happening. So data warehousing or OLAP system is called as a batch processing system. Remember this point forever. Data warehouse is called as OLAP also. Online analytical processing means where you can perform the analytics on the data. Right? You don't perform analytics on the OLTP data. We perform the analytics on the OLAP data, which is read-only data and completely structured data. Right? So streaming data. So read every 5 minutes or every 2 minutes or every 15 minutes. So is not supported by data warehousing. Remember this point. For example, every point of time, every minute, the share market data is being updated. Or IoT sensors data, Internet of Things is called IoT. IoT means the sensors data. So a lot of sensors are available, around the world. So weather forecasting system, or when you have, flights, lot of, sensor, equipped. Not only that. So in bigger machines, bigger planes, lot of sensors are going to be installed today. It is capturing a lot of data like temperature and climate control. All this data being stored using a sensor. So this data also can be stored in some other either database or in a text files. And social media data, this data every minute it is going to be changing, right? So this kind of a data warehouse cannot handle it. So what are the disadvantages of a data warehouse? Means what will you say, right? If somebody asks you what are the disadvantages of a data warehouse, so you should know all of them, right? Disadvantages of data warehouse. So it will not support, so or simply I'll say it will not support what? Semi and unstructured data. This is the one thing. It will not support streaming data. Continuously, you will not be able to dump the data into the data warehousing. It will not support. It does not support. Data warehouse not support streaming data. It does not support, right? And anything else. And it supports up to terabytes of data. Data warehousing supports up to terabyte of data. So that is the point. That means when you have a petabyte of data, when you have a zettabyte of data, you will not be able to store. So it will not support. Okay. Does not support big data. You have to know all these things. These are the disadvantages. Does not support big data. Big data means you have to know. Big data means it may be structured data, unstructured data, semi-structured data, and the volume are going to be petabyte, zettabyte, and yottabyte of data. So this kind of a data, your data warehousing is not going to be having it. So it does not support semi or unstructured data, does not support streaming data. Data warehouse supports up to terabytes of data, does not support big data. If you are getting every day 1 terabyte of data, so what is the average size of a data warehouse? Average size of data warehousing as of now, it is 100 terabyte only. That means even though we have big amount of hardware, even though we have big, a lot of new technologies, but in a single data warehousing is going to be, taking only up to, 100 terabytes of data. So if you're getting very quickly data, for example, every month I'm going to be getting 1 terabyte of data or 2 terabytes of data every month, or I'm getting, let us say, 3 terabytes of data. So within 1 year, so 3 terabytes means what? Every month you're getting 3 terabytes of data into 1 year data. It will be 36 terabytes within 1 year. If you take one data warehousing, so every 3 years, every 3 years you need to create one more data warehouse. Every 3 years you need to create one more data warehouse, because 36 means it is approximately 40 terabytes of data. if you have seasonality variations and everything, within 2.5 years, one data warehouse will be full. So every 2 years, buying a data warehouse will not be very good option. So this kind of a people will not go to this. So this kind of a people will go to directly big data, right? Big data means Hadoop. So because you are getting large amount of data every month, I'm getting 500 GB of data into 12 months data. So what it will be is equivalent to 6,000 GB of data, which is equivalent to 6 terabytes of data 1 year. So if I wanted to get 10 years of data into 10, so up to 10 years, I can have only 60 terabytes of data. If I buy a computer, if I'm maintaining for 10, 15 years, that is good. But in the previous situation, 2.5 years, you need to buy one more hardware means keep on buying the hardware, buying the software and installing the software, maintaining is not very good. So instead of storing the data into the data warehouse, we can go to big data Hadoop or big data Spark or big data bricks. So you can have a structured data, unstructured data, semi-structured data can be implemented in your big data Hadoop. Once you have a data, we are going to be performing two types of operations. One is called AI operation, that is artificial intelligence. The second one is called BI operation. BI means what? Data analytics, business intelligence. End of the day, when you have the data may be in Excel, data may be in SQL, right? Data may be in data warehousing, or data may be in your big data Hadoop or data bricks. End of the day, you're going to be performing these two operations only. Why do you store the data? You are going to be analyzing the data. There are two types of analytics. One is called prediction. Prediction means AI and ML, or it is also called as a data science, right? So AI is called as a data science, right? You're going to be doing future predictions in that. So that is what is called AI is going to be doing. BI data analytics means understanding the past. This is what many times we have discussed. So if you wanted to get the data, store the data, collect the data means, so this is where a lot of engineers are working. These people are called as data engineers. Okay, data engineering team. So you should Excel need not learn. You have to know SQL, you need to know data warehousing, you need to know big data, and extra Python you need to know. If you learn Power BI, you will become a data engineering guy plus data analyst also you can become, right? So this is what many times we have discussed, and you need to understand this clearly. So this is the disadvantage of a data warehouse.